Pokemon finally revealed the next generation of the franchise.
And the New York Attorney General is suing Valve for gambling. The Denton download starts now. Good afternoon, I'm Marty Bratcher.
And I'm Christian Bursuch. After a year of silence, the Pokemon Company has finally announced the release date of the new official battle simulator, Pokemon Champions. Sort of. Announcing only that the game would be releasing on Switch consoles in April and on mobile devices later in 2026, the Pokemon Company did reveal a premium subscription that gives players more Pokemon storage and training items, as well as a paid battle pass that can unlock cosmetic items and Megastones, although all Megastones can also be obtained for free. Pokemon Pokopia launches tonight, and many are calling this one of the best Pokemon games of all time. Currently sitting at 88 on Metacritic, a top 3 score for the franchise, early reviews scream Game of the Year, calling the game a blend of Animal Crossing and Minecraft, with Pokemon on top. Game Freak also announced the game will have limited time events that bring new Pokemon to the game, with the first bringing Hoppip, Skiploom, and Jumpluff from March 10th to March 25th. The Pokemon Company revealed Pokemon Winds and Pokemon Waves on Friday, introducing the 10th generation of the world's most popular video game series with another open-world adventure set for release in 2027 exclusively for Nintendo Switch 2. The announcement, made at the end of the 30th anniversary Pokemon Presents, promises exploration of wind-swept islands and a vast ocean inspired by Indonesia and other Southeast Asian countries, where trainers will team up with Pokemon both old and new to conquer new challenges. Toward the end of the reveal, Game Freak introduced the 3 new starter Pokemon that we will be adventuring with throughout the next generation. Brout, a grass-type bean-chick Pokemon, is lively but clumsy. Pombon, the fire-type puppy Pokemon, is guileless and friendly. Gekwa, the water-type water gecko Pokemon, is intelligent. The 5-year gap between Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and Pokemon Winds and Waves will make Generation 9 the longest in Pokemon history. And we sure hope that Generation 10 was worth the long wait.
So, I was really looking at those starters, and they're so cute. Everyone is so obsessed. So, what would you say is your favorite?
You already know the answer. It's Brout. Everyone loves Brout. Yes. The internet loves Brout. The memes, the Angry Bird himself. Brout's the best.
Yeah, all the memes are so insane. New York Attorney General sued Valve on February 25th for illegally promoting gambling in their games, including Counter-Strike 2, Team Fortress 2, and Dota 2. Attorney General Letitia James said the loot box animations in CS2 imitate slot machines. She expressed concern for the younger players engaged in the alleged gambling. A quote from a press release on the lawsuit reads, "The randomly selected virtual items have no in-game functionality but can be sold online for money, with one item reportedly being sold for more than $1 million. CS2's loot boxes contain cosmetics for player, characters, and weapons, with more rare items being harder to win. Players can use the items for themselves in-game, or they can choose to sell them on the Steam Community Market, also run by Valve, and other third-party marketplaces." Attorney James wants Valve to stop the loot box system, give up the profits, and pay fines.
Speaking of Valve, they have re-released Counter-Strike Global Offensive, one of the most played competitive shooters of all time on Steam, as a standalone game, giving fans of the all-time classic shooter a direct way to download it separate from Counter-Strike 2. The move, which occurred with no prior announcement on March 2nd, created a Steam store page for the game, originally released in 2012, completely separate from Counter-Strike 2. At Valve's request, the page is currently unlisted and does not appear in Steam searches or on the storefront. It is currently accessible only via direct link. Previously, players could access the legacy CSGO build only through a beta branch tied to CS2. The separation ensures the older game remains playable amid upcoming CS2 updates, including a shift to a new game coordinator that could disrupt accessibility to CSGO.
EA introduced 2 new systems coming to The Sims 4 this month, the Sims Maker program and the Sims 4 Marketplace. The Sims 4 Marketplace is an in-game shop where players can use in-game currency, called moolah, to purchase DLC and custom content, according to a press release from EA. Moolah cannot be earned in gameplay. It must be purchased in set increments, and it is non-refundable and non-transferable. Players cannot gift moolah or marketplace items to one another. Custom content creators can apply to the Sims Maker program beginning on March 5th. The program allows creators to sell their custom content for the game in the marketplace for about 30% of the profits, according to the Sims team. Makers can still make free content outside of the marketplace, but it must be free. Also, content created for the marketplace must be exclusive. The Sims Tour Marketplace will launch on PC and Mac March 17th. It will come to console players in the next few months. The Sims fanbase had mixed reactions to the marketplace announcement made by the Sims account on X. Some fans said they're happy console players will have access to more content, while others think the marketplace takes advantage of console players and custom content creators. I personally think that this was a lost opportunity for EA to create some goodwill with a frustrated fan base if they had, made an in-game mod manager, like so many other games have made, but instead console players will have to pay for mods.
I didn't even really know that there was a big demand for The Sims on console. I didn't know that many people played it on console. But Wildlight has announced that it will permanently shut down Highguard on March 12th. It also revealed that there will be one final update for players to enjoy before the shutdown that will add a new warden, a new weapon, account level progression, and skill trees. The patch is slated to be released today. The FPS game developed by former Apex Legends developers was deemed dead on arrival by many after a non-existent marketing campaign after its announcement at the Game Awards. Released on January 26th, Highguard failed to retain a player base needed to justify further development, and will be shut down not even 2 months after its release.
I can't say it's surprising, honestly.
Yeah, and I can't say I see the purpose in adding account level progression if the game's just going to get shut down. Why would I want to grind my level if it's going to be gone in a month?
I think it's just they're trying to get what they've been working on out there, but it is weird that players will only have access to this stuff for a few days. The head of Where Winds Meet Publishing announced on the PlayStation blog on February 27th that the first chapter of the Hushi expansion will be coming to the game on Thursday. The Hushi expansion will be released in 3 distinct chapters from March to May this year. These are the first major updates for the free fantasy MMORPG since its international release last fall. The first chapter, the Jade Gate Pass, introduces a new desert-themed map, 2 new skills, 2 new martial arts, new campaigns, and new bosses. Where Winds Meet is known for including historical events in its campaigns. According to the blog post, Hushi's main story will reportedly take place during the Tang Dynasty, outside of the game's main timeline. The second chapter will be in Langzhou, a mountainous map, and the last chapter will be in Qingchuan grasslands. A new weapon will also be released in April, the Hung Blade. The Marvel Rivals team made several announcements covering the future of the hero shooter at the exclusive Marvel Rivals Assemble show on Tuesday. They revealed these announcements in several posts on the official Marvel Rivals X account. One post teased the new heroes and map coming to Rivals next season. According to the post, a master thief and secret agent collide in New York in Season 7, which is set to release on March 20th. The post revealed plans for new game modes, maps, heroes, and systems being released in 2026. Another post announced that game modes and events released this year will be based on each movie in the Avengers Infinity Saga up to the release of Avengers Doomsday on December 18th. A new game mode based on the Avengers will be released in April. In the game mode, one player plays as Loki against 6 other players who can summon Hulk and recreate the iconic scene from the movie. Now, I know Hulk's ult is technically already that, but it'll definitely be fun to see, I guess, a whole game mode surrounding it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about what they're going to do for Age of Ultron. And is Thanos going to be in the game later in the year for Infinity War and Endgame? But after lackluster sales from their single-player releases over the years, Sony has announced that it will stop releasing PlayStation exclusives on PC. While live service games will still be released in the future, games such as Ghosts of Yotei and the upcoming Marvel game Wolverine will require you to buy a PlayStation yourself. And while Sony did decide to release games for PC, they didn't want it to be the same as their rival Microsoft, which releases both their games on Xbox and PC the same day. But don't worry, some games are still expected to release on the PC, such as Horizon Zero Dawn's multiplayer spin-off and the upcoming Marvel fighting game Tokon Fighting Souls.
Now, I think this definitely seems like there might be some console wars coming back, but also I don't think Xbox is up to be part of it anymore.
Yeah, I think that if there's a console war going forward, it's a Nintendo versus Sony.
Yeah.
And I mean, hey, thinking about it that way, Nintendo doesn't release their games anywhere else, and they seem to be the most successful at the moment, so maybe that's why Sony's doing this.
I think the Switch might have more exclusives than Xbox and PlayStation combined right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Developer Iron Galaxy has denied reports that it is working on a remaster of Fallout New Vegas, though it's widely expected that the game is indeed in the works. In a post on X, the studio said, "Nope, there is nothing to see here regarding the claim that Iron Galaxy was possibly working on a new Fallout project." The rumor stemmed from a February 26th post from Iron Galaxy that showed Fallout New Vegas "Please stand by" loading screen. The developer said in a new statement that the photo was just a behind-the-scenes look at our company meeting in which Iron Galaxy was planning to discuss upcoming projects internally. Now, do you think, considering how I've heard that so many people mod their games, do you think we really need remasters of some of these?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that we've been hearing about a Fallout 3 remaster for a decade, and the reason that hasn't happened is because the modding community is so extensive. I think New Vegas, you could make the same argument for. I'm not sure anyone... There are people who ask for this, but I'm not sure there's anyone who needs this.
Yeah. I know people who have so many hours in the game and still play them now because they're so heavily modded, but I'm sure they'll appreciate
Absolutely. Bandai Namco, the publisher behind Front Software titles such as Dark Souls and Elden Ring, as well as its own RPG series such as Tales, has confirmed plans to reveal a new role-playing game. The announcement will premiere via YouTube later this week on Thursday, March 5th at 3 p.m. Pacific. Of course, the internet immediately started speculating, with ideas ranging from the obvious Elden Ring 2 to wild guesses like a Souls-like game set in the Digimon universe. Anything is possible, and we can't wait to see what they reveal.
I'm sure with the success of Elden Ring, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm expecting Elden Ring too. No surprises, I'm sure that's what it is.
Ubisoft confirmed the development of Assassin's Creed Black Flag resynced in the franchise's brand update today. Ubisoft Jean Gaston, the head of content for Assassin's Creed, delivered the updates. Codename Hex and Codename Invictus are still in development, but we probably won't get much news on them in the near future. Assassin's Creed Unity is getting a 60 FPS patch, and multiple games in the franchise will be free to play from April 2nd to the 6th on Xbox. More updates will be revealed in an Ubisoft live stream on March 20th.
Interesting of them to give Unity a 60 FPS patch. That game is 13 years old at this point.
Yeah, it's really good. I like studios that still support older games. I love when they do that.
Yeah. Ben Kingsley has joined the cast of Sonic the Hedgehog 4 in an undisclosed role. It's currently unclear whether he'll be a human character or not, but after a stellar performance as Trevor Slattery in Marvel Studios' Wonder Man earlier this year, fans are very excited to hear that Kingsley will join the Sonic cinematic universe. He joins another newcomer, Kristen Bell, who recently joined the cast as the voice of Amy Rose. Fans will have to wait until March 19, 2027 to see Sonic and Amy take on Metal Sonic. I'm personally hoping that Kingsley is voicing Vector the Crocodile, but we'll have to wait and see who he ends up playing.
Yeah, I think I would be looking forward to seeing Vector more than a human character. That seems more interesting.
No one wants to see the cool actors play humans. Let them play the Sonic characters. But Kinetic Games released a Phasmophobia update that reworked the map 6 Tanglewood Drive on Tuesday. The map is one of the most beloved and iconic maps in the game. The rework is the first of many major updates scheduled to release for the game in 2026. The game went live on Steam in 2020, but it's still in early access. According to Kinetic Games, future updates will include our player character update, an update to bring Phasmophobia to Unity 6, a netcode update, our launch on Nintendo Switch 2, and of course, Phasmophobia 1.0.
Stardew Valley creator Concerned Ape announced the new marriage candidates coming in the game's next update in a live stream on February 26th, Stardew Valley's 10th anniversary. The new marriage candidates are Sandy, a store owner in Calico Desert, and Clint, Pelican Town's blacksmith. The update will also include interactive children, a new farm type, and more. It's expected to come out in the second half of 2026. Concerned Ape also recognized the 10th anniversary of Smappy, Stardew Valley's modding software, on February 28th. Now, I don't know if you watched the reveal, but His evil smile when he revealed that Clint would be a marriage candidate was hilarious, but also, you know, I felt personally attacked a little bit. Clint, I don't know if you know, but Clint is a little bit of a weird character, but maybe he'll get a redemption arc.
So I can take from that you will not be marrying Clint?
Maybe I'll just have to see how his storyline goes first. I need some time to process.
Well, in another game news, the Life is Strange TV show adaptation by Amazon Prime Video reportedly cast as 2 leads on Tuesday. Macy Stella and Tatum Grace Hopkins have been cast in the roles of Chloe and Max, according to Variety. The TV show's adaptation was greenlit last September and is currently in development. Life is Strange is an award-winning episodic adventure game released in 2015. Life is Strange Reunion will conclude Chloe and Max's story after its release on March 26th.
Arc Raiders' second expedition set off on March 1st, and many players were disappointed to realize they had missed the sign-up deadline. With the wipe itself occurring on March 1st, players had to sign up prior, with registration for the expedition opening February 25th. Players who missed the reset will have to wait until April 29th, when Expedition 3 is slated to begin. In the meantime, players can fight against the new Firefly arc or take on the Hurricane map condition. Hopefully, Embark will drop a new map before Expedition 3.
Microsoft has announced the games coming to Game Pass for March on Tuesday. Final Fantasy III, Kingdom Come Deliverance, To a T, and EA Sports F1 25 are already out on Game Pass. Coming later in the month, we have Planet of Lana 2, Children of the Leaf, Construction Simulator, Cyberpunk 2077, Hollow Knight Silksong, and DreamWorks' Gabby's Dollhouse, ready to party. The games leaving Game Pass on March 15th are Bratz Rhythm Style, Enter the Gungeon, F1 23, He is Coming, Lightyear Frontier, and Mythwrecked Ambrosia Island.
4 games released on PS Plus on Tuesday: PGA Tour TK25, Monster Hunter Rise, Slime Rancher 2, and The Elder Scrolls Online Collection Gold Road. They will be available until April 6th.
That's all for this week. I'm Christian Bursuch.
And I'm Marty Bratcher. The Denton Download will be back next Wednesday.